All right, let's dive in. Today, we're doing something a little different. We're not just looking at a project or a piece of tech. We're actually going to uncover a saga, a whole creation myth written not in stone or scripture, but in code.
We're all taught to see code as, well, just a set of cold, logical instructions. It's just commands for a machine, right? Lines of text that build tools. That's about it.
But what if we just threw that idea out the window? What if you could actually read a code base and see a story unfold? An epic, a creation myth for an entirely new kind of financial world. Well, that's exactly what we're talking about today. This is the story of DemoBank. And really, it's the story of how a collection of files and functions were woven together to give a bank a soul. And look, this wasn't just some clever engineering project. The creators themselves saw it as something way bigger, a transfer of power, a core belief that the tools to manage our financial lives should be in the hands of the many, not just a few.
Every great story, every universe, it starts with a set of fundamental laws. And in the world of DemoBank, it all begins in what we're calling the Genesis block. This is where the very laws of this new universe get written.
The very first law is the transaction, the law of value in motion. It defines what an exchange is, a type, a category, an amount. But hang on, look closer. It also defines a consequence, a carbon footprint. From the very first law, this universe has a conscience. You've got to understand what this means. This isn't just a suggestion, it's a hard-coded rule. The code itself enforces this, making sure every single action can be measured for its impact. Pretty cool, right? All right, next up, the law of the asset, what it means to own something. And yep, you guessed it. It's not just a name and a value. Right there, baked in, is its virtue, an ESG rating. So in this world, value isn't just about how much, it's about how good. So here you can see it. The law is literally etched into the fabric of this digital reality. This idea of virtue, it's not some add-on or an afterthought. It is a fundamental property of ownership from the get-go. And finally, we have the law of wisdom. The AI insight basically defines how the system's own intelligence communicates. Its knowledge gets a structure, a title, a description, a level of urgency, so its little whispers of advice can actually be understood by everything else in the system. And what's really fascinating is how the whole thing is wrapped up. It's in something called React Strict Mode. Now, for developers, that's a tool to find problems. But in our story, it's like a covenant, a magical ward the creator put over their work to make sure this new world is built tough, pure, and ready for whatever comes next. Okay, so we've got laws, but how does every little piece of this universe agree on what's real? They need a shared consciousness, a single source of truth. They need what's being called the wellspring of knowledge. And here's how it works. It's actually pretty simple. Step 1, the memories are recorded. Think of it like a history book for this world. Step 2, that history fills the wellspring, the central pool of knowledge. And finally, step 3, any part of the world can come and take a drink from that wellspring. It can know the truth and then act on it. That's what makes it a living, breathing ecosystem. So we've got the laws, we've got our shared consciousness, basically a soul. But a soul needs a body, right? It needs senses to interact with the world. Let's get into how this world was made real. So the very first thing this soul does is it asks to see. Now, this request for camera permission, it's not just a feature on a list. It's framed as a desire for a real connection, a way to grant access based on who you are, not just what you know. And then the soul gets hands. This thing called the Quantum Weaver AI Incubator. It's described as a forge of creation. It's this place where you, the user, can bring an idea, a business plan, and the AI doesn't just grade it. No, it becomes your partner, your mentor, helping you turn that little spark into a full-blown flame. And this forge is no joke. It has real power. It actually listens to your ideas, it analyzes their potential, it even simulates funding, and then generates a whole coaching plan. The key takeaway here is that it's not just a tool. It's like having an AI venture capitalist that's dreaming right there alongside you. The creative power just keeps on going. The soul gets a voice through the Dreamweaver AI Ad Studio. This thing can take a simple text prompt, just a little piece of an idea, and using Google's Veo 2.0 model, it weaves it into a complete professional-looking video ad, just like that. But look, this world isn't meant to be some isolated island. It's designed from the ground up to be a bridge. It's totally fluent in the language of today's finance. We're talking Plaid, Stripe, the works. But it's also a gateway to the decentralized future. It's ready to hook into Web3, manage value no matter how it's represented. It's built to be, as they say, multi-rail.
So with all these pieces in place, you've got the laws, the soul, the body, the universe is kind of complete. But why? What's the point? Well, the real purpose is so the conversation can begin. This isn't just a bank, it's a platform for growth.
And it really all boils down to this core philosophy, the idea that AI should be your partner, not just a tool. That seamless integration isn't a pipe dream, it's reality. That finance should be a gateway, not a gatekeeper. And that the future, as we've seen, is absolutely multi-rail.
And this brings us to the ultimate point of the whole thing. This isn't just a demo, it's a blueprint. It's an open source toolkit. The creators literally built this entire world, and then they just gave away the keys. They're empowering anyone with an idea to build their own version, to forge their own creation.
It's a really powerful final act, and it leaves us with this one big thought. If code can tell a story this epic, what story are you going to build?